Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Willpower Cup and let's see if we can get some wins with this team. So we're going to be trying out the Mandibuzz paired with double poisons in the bag with the Shadow Drapion and the Overqwil. We are going to face a terrible matchup here. We're going to switch out into the Overqwil and see if they have any like clay dolls in the bag. They revealed Annihilate. Annihilate is manageable. It definitely is going to be able to ramp up energy here, but we're going to fire off another Aquatail to get it into the red. Down goes the Overqwil, and we're going to farm down with our Mandibuzz. So we basically found out they have no clay doll, and there it is. There's the Mandibuzz, and now we're going to have the Shadow Drapion versus this Mandibuzz. We're just going to spam a ton of charge moves. 2 Aquatails already goes through. We're going to have to shield here. Our opponent is going to try to outbolt us, but let's see if they're going to shield here or not. They don't shield. The plan is to double shield farm down and try to come out with some energy versus this Gardevoir. You can see right here, it is going to have to end up shielding. We're going to switch out immediately here and throw a move as soon as we have it to grab that second shield. Our opponent is going to use some energy here. Triple Axle does kick us out, unfortunately, and unable to outbulk that team. We had a good plan, but unfortunately, the Gardevoir was just charming away too much. And also a little bit unfortunate, we couldn't get a shield from that Annihilate. All right, we're going to switch up the order. We're going to start with the Overqwil and face the Shadow Drapion. This is kind of a neutral matchup here, as both of us are basically doing the same charge moves. We do see that they want to maybe keep this Drapion, so we match the shield. We are going to be able to fire off this Aquatail, and it looks like they do decide to double shield. So we have an opportunity to let this go or double shield as well. We're going to take the shield advantage. We're going to tank one Aquatail. Okay, they do decide to switch out of there into their own Mandibuzz. So I'm already anticipating maybe a clay doll or possibly maybe a fairy. Not exactly sure yet. We are going to be able to get to possibly 2 Aquatails. Let's see. Okay, we definitely get to 2 Aquatails, possibly 3. You can see it does get them pretty low. We're going to catch a move, and whatever decides to come back in here has to think about the energy we have. So they decided to go into their Drapion, and now we're in a great spot. Most likely going to be the clay doll lurking in the back. Let us know what you thought was in the back right there. All right, next game, let's see if we can get some wins. We are going to like I said, switch up the order a little bit and play this as a AVA team. We got the Overqwil versus the Raticate. Okay, at least we are going to be able to do some neutral damage here. Aquatail does get used, and we're going to fire off the second Aquatail as soon as we have it. This is going to get this Raticate into the low yellow. Potential Hyper Beam or Hyper Fang. There's the Hyper Fang. We do show the correct move, and let's see if they want to keep this. Okay, they do want to keep this, and they are able to get to another Hyper Fang. We get farmed down, and we're just going to go into the Mandibuzz. We are going to have to tank another Hyper Fang. So there it goes, and we are going to be able to farm down. So that's not bad, I guess. Oh, interesting that they come back in with the clay doll. They must have maybe a fighter or something really, really weak to this Mandibuzz, right? This clay doll is going to have a tough time. They do get us debuff, so that's going to be in their favor. Try and get to another Dark Pulse. Ooh. Okay, so they're going to have to fire off another move here. Rock Tomb does get used, going to debuff us again, but we have to get this clay doll low enough or out of here. And there it is. Not exactly what we were anticipating, but just as bad. for our Drapion. So GG's to opponents, able to win that game with a Shadow Drapion in the back, just almost one-shotting that Slowbro. Very interesting team that they had. Slowbro definitely would take care of the fairies, but luckily we did not run any fairies. Alright, Overqwil versus the Qwilfish. Who's going to be able to win this matchup here? We are going to fire off this Aquatail, and they do switch out into their Annihilate, and we do have an answer for it. This Mandibuzz is going to be able to at least get some huge damage or get a shield. They decided to let it go, and now maybe we get the farm down. Okay, no farm down, unfortunately. We are going to invest a shield here so that we can get rid of the Annihilate. Ice Beam does get used by this Qwilfish, so it does take us out, and now we're going to be able to either get a shield or... Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. Claydol in the back is going to be tricky. So the Annihilate was to bait out the Mandibuzz. Scorching Sand gets used. It does seem like we are going to be able to get to 2 Aquatails. Here comes the first Aquatail. Doesn't quite KO, but we are able to farm down. And that means that we have to fire off these moves immediately. Aquatail does get the last shield. We are going to be able to get to another Aquatail. Is this enough to take down? Yes, it is. So GG's to our opponent. Able to win the game with the Shadow Drapion going crazy. Farming down the Claydol, getting to 2 Aquatails, taking out their opposing poison. I think the Annihilate as a switch in was quite interesting. It did end up grabbing a shield, even though we had the Mandibuzz on the Annihilate. Alright, we got the Overqwil versus the Mandibuzz. This is going to be a very bulky first lead here. They do decide to early shield. Interesting. Do they have a fairy type in the back? We don't know, but maybe? Another Ice Beam does get used here, and we're going to try to get to another. They're not going to allow us to get to it. We're just going to let this go, and then see what they want to do when we reveal Mandibuzz. Okay, they end up having another poison type. So, yeah, either there's a fairy or another poison type in the back, is my guess. Aquatail does get used here. We're going to fire off an Aerial Ace. This is going to get some good damage. They decide to let it go, and we're just going to put everything on the line with our Drapion. There's the other poison, so we are going to be in okay shape here. We're going to shield. Shadow Drapion versus Shadow Drapion. We see that they're trying to throw on timing, so we're just going to fire off of this Aquatail. You can see right here, we do get the Aquatail, and it looks like they are going to survive that. So we're going to have to shield here and make sure we throw this move on really good timing. They decide to try to catch a move. We're going to switch out immediately and catch this Aerial Ace. We're going to take out this Mandibuzz so that we don't have to deal with it later. Down goes the Mandibuzz, and now we're going to see the poison types come back in. Qwilfish goes down, and now they're in bad shape because we have tons of energy on this Drapion. Should be enough to take it out from this range. Yes, it is. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.